Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a really special life story I want to share with you. One that completely changed how I think about preparation and inner strength. We're going to take a trip back in time to the nostalgic 1980s in America, as I tell you about young Billy, his adventurous Uncle Charlie, and an unforgettable life lesson about confidence. This isn't just a tale about backpacking trips or overflowing gear. This is a profound motivational story about daring to overcome challenges and trusting yourself, even when you feel like you have nothing in hand. So, are you ready to discover the true meaning behind the empty backpack? Let's dive in. You know, back in the 80s, when I was just a kid, I had an uncle named Charlie. Uncle Charlie was something else. He lived on a small farm up in Northern California, and whenever he'd visit, he'd bring these incredible stories of his cross-country adventures. I always dreamed of being just like him someday. One really sunny summer afternoon, Uncle Charlie was visiting, and I told him, "Uncle Charlie, I want to backpack across America just like you. I've read all the guidebooks, and I'm going to leave next week. I'm just waiting for my new backpack I ordered from the catalog to arrive, and I've asked Mrs. May next door to sew me some special canvas pouches for my gear." Uncle Charlie, sipping his lemonade, just raised an eyebrow slightly. Tell you what, Billy," he said. "I'll ask my motorcycle club buddies to donate some extra gear for you." I didn't quite get it, but I nodded anyway. Well, I don't know how many phone calls he made, but by the end of that day, his pickup truck was loaded with all sorts of oddities. A couple of old Army surplus backpacks, a slightly torn sleeping bag, and enough denim clothes that I knew I'd never wear. Our living room turned into a second-hand gear store. The next morning, just as I was waking up, there was a knock at the door. It was Mr. Peterson, our neighbor. He was holding an old, tarnished compass. "Hey, Billy," Mr. Peterson said. "Uncle Charlie told me you're heading out on a big trip and you might get lost. He asked if I could lend you this compass." I thanked him, but Mr. Peterson wasn't the only one. By evening, our living room was now filled with about 20 compasses of all sizes, a few dozen flashlights, and even a beat-up old tent that had clearly seen many rainy seasons. My mom just shook her head, looking at the pile. That night, as I was trying to sort through the chaotic heap, Uncle Charlie walked into the living room. "Billy," he said, "do you have enough gear now?" "It's too much, Uncle Charlie," I sighed, pointing at the mountain of stuff piled high in the corner. "I can't possibly take all this with me."
"Oh, really?" Uncle Charlie said, his voice flat. "Well, the weather can change, and who knows how far you'll go or how many storms you'll hit. What if your backpack rips, your flashlights die, your compass breaks? What will you do then?" He paused for a moment, then continued. "Along the way, you're bound to encounter more than a few rivers. Tomorrow, I'll ask my friends to donate a rubber raft. You should take that too." Now, it was at that moment that it finally clicked. I dropped the backpack I was holding, got down on my knees, and looked up at him, understanding dawning in my eyes. "Uncle Charlie," I said, "I'll leave right now, and I won't take anything with me, except myself." When you're facing any big journey or goal in life, the most important thing isn't how much external stuff you've meticulously prepared. It's not the fanciest backpack, the best compass, or the brightest flashlight that will get you where you need to go. The truly important thing is your resolve. Have you truly committed? Have you clearly defined your objective? When you have that ironclad determination and a clear goal, everything else, every obstacle, every perceived lack, becomes small. They stop being problems. Take your heart on the road. No matter how distant the goal, the path always begins right beneath your feet. Just keep walking and you'll get there. Every single step, even the smallest one, means you've already gained something. As long as you bring your heart, full of passion and conviction, everything else you need will naturally follow. And if this kind of story speaks to you, you're always welcome here. Subscribe and stay for the next one.